Hello all. My name is Ketu and my friend Saravanan are final years of Kumaraguru Technology, pursuing information science and engineering in Coimbatore. Uh, we have demonstrated and built up the MERN-based food ordering application and taught by the WSA team. And here I going to demonstrate the functionality of the food ordering application. Uh, the interface produce the user-friendly via intuitive navigation, and then the modern application uses the bootstrap designs, and then the responsive layout, and then components of our project are homepage, my delivery, my orders page, and then the cart. And then in the home page, it produces the restaurants list, and then the search bar to access the specific restaurants, and then the filter option through certain conditions, and then the restaurant details of the particular portal. And then user authentication involves registration, login, and then the if the user is forgot any uh, password, we can able to reset the password and then the logout. And then order management is completely orders page, adding items to the cart and modifying cart as user response, and then the placing order. And then order tracking involves what type of and then the status of the order, like preparing, processing, on the way, delivered. And then we have integrated the payment application via Stripe. It produces a secure platform for processing payments via credit card. And then it provides the responsive design. We can check out the food ordering app via our mobile, tableau, and then the desktop. And then coming to the conclusion, it provides a comprehensive and then the user-friendly solution for ordering food online. Now, my friend Saronan is going to deal with the demonstrating the application.
So, hello guys. Hope my screen is visible to everyone. In this project, this is a structure of project which we are going to work with. So, this is a React MERN application with the backend skeleton which is being provided by WSA, and we have also provided some configuration details where we have configuration.env where we store some confidential data that we are going to perform. So initially, in this application, usually, so I'm just logging into the application so we can see that localhost 3000 is running, and this is how an application looks like in its home page. I already signed in as a user. Now I'm going to log out. So we get an alert message like it is logged out. So whenever a user gets into this application, he should start with the logging in. So initially I have already added some users. So let me log in with an existing user, like it shows me the email ID and I also enter its password. So on providing these credentials, it will make you log in into this application, and then you have various stuffs like adding to cart, header, menu, and all other steps. Like you can even sort by reviews and rating. I'm going to deal mainly with this user credential. Now I'm going to log out again, and I'm going to log in, but this time we face various issues. Like it is not necessary that a user should always be a uh, logged in user. He can even be a new user, so he can sign up by means of registering to this page, and here I'm going to use a new user like um, Sarah@gmail.com, and some password and a password. And also we have the option of choosing an avatar. So here I'm going to browse for an avatar. I'm going to pick this picture. This is actually provided by means of Cloudinary. Cloudinary is a platform by which you can create your own avatar, and I'm going to register with this account. So on registration, it will bring me back to the home page. I guess there was some issue. Maybe I would have signed in already with this user. So adding a new user. So actually we could see that. So the issue in signing up was like I was providing some weak password. It is up to just 4 characters, so it doesn't consider as a valid form, and then it redirects again to the same sign up page. So on sign up, you can see the user being the name that we have entered, and we have got into it. At times. We have logged in, we have signed out, and we also have this important feature of forget password. So whenever we get into this page, sometimes we may forget our password that we have entered. So we have this option of forget password, where I would enter the email ID that for which I have forgotten my password. So I already have an email ID here, so I would send an email. So when I provide this detail, what happens is I have this mail trap application that has been running. So what it does is it would be fetching the data, like whatever I have sent. Since see here, before a few seconds this mail is being generated for the password reset. So when I click on this page, it will move to this page where I can change my password. So I can set a new password, like a newer one. Okay, so now on setting up to this page, it redirects me to the login page where I can use this new password and get into the application. And yes, we have signed in. So this is some of the features that is dealing with the user. And when we come to the code, I have already started my backend and then my front end as well, by means of which I have shown you the data. And we have also stored the backend data, like we have all these food items or some other data that is being stored in the backend. So when we come to the user actions, initially we have this app.jsx file where it shows the routes that passes. So initially the default route will be like home, but we will be concerned with the login, which shows like user slash login, and for register we have sign up, and for forget password we got like forget password. For new password we get a token. This token is being generated by this mail trap and all other stuff. So initially we use this React Redux to perform this application. So what happens is initially we will be writing some constants. So we can see that inside the source folder we have a user constant, and this constant deals with all the verbal actions. We have a login, success, request, fail, and similarly we have it for registration, for updating profile, loading the user profile, updating the password, forgetting password. So all other verbal actions will be present in this constant folder. And in the component, it deals with how the UI, how the UI is being presented. For forget password, we have a specific UI like here. Inside this, we have also included this use state, which is a special hook by means you can actually hold the state of the application. Redux even stores the data in the store. And use effect, it is also a popular hook by means of which you can perform side activities like rendering the data or dispatching actions and other stuff. So we also have similar UI pages for login and new password page profile. This will be displayed in your web application. Similarly for register sign up page and for updating profile pages. So initially we have come across the constants. After constants, we will be moving into the actions. So actions is something like whatever actions would be taken in case we will it is actually a function that will be done in case of some verbal actions. So initially we have this login. So this login function, it will take an email and password that the user enter, and it will dispatch an action which is an asynchronous one. And the action was like login request, and for this we will be sending the headers, and then we will be posting your data to these uh, uh, endpoint. So that the data would get stored at this endpoint, the email and password, and will be dispatching the action like success. So in case you face any error, then it would return a login failed action. Similarly, for registration, it would take your user data, since we have seen that it includes your name, password, email ID, confirming password, and avatars, all other stuff. So it will take the data, and then it would be dispatching the user request, register user request, and it adds the data to this endpoint. If any error, it throws the register user fail. And similarly, you have this load user function. It is actually used to show the credentials of the current users. So user slash me, it will provide you the data of the current user. And you have this update profile. In update profile, you can update the details of the current user. So it also takes the user data, and then it would dispatch an action, and it was like update profile request. On successful updation, it will provide you with success, else it will deal with failure. And similarly, every time when you get logged out, you just get that logout endpoint, and then it will dispatch an action like logout success. If any error, it would throw you a logout error. So after completing your action, then comes your reducer in the sense, this is a component that would take your action as well as the state, and then it will update your state based on the action type. So we can say that initially this is an initial state. There is no user, no loading status. He is not authenticated. That's no data, and it also takes your action as a parameter. And then that is the switch case based on the type of the action that has been performed. So in case of request, it would take the state, existing state, and then it adds the loading to true. Whenever request, it will starts to load and is authenticated to false since he wasn't authenticated. On successful logging in register, it will convert the loading to false and authenticated to true, and it also add the user detail from the action.payload that we have sent from the action component. Similarly, for logout success, we will change the loading to fail and authenticator to fail, and user is set to null so that it will not display the user details. On failure, it will make your loading to fail false, and is authenticated to false, user to null, and it throws, if any error occurs, it throws you an error which is present in this action.payload. You can even clear your errors, that will take the state, and it makes your error as null. By default, it will return your states. So you have this. Similarly, you also have this for the user reducer, where you would be updating your profile or updating your password. Um, same the clear errors, everything will come into action. And you also have this forgot password reducer. So when it deals with how what are the steps that is needed to be done when user forgets his password. So it will initially he would make a request for a forgot password, and then you can even request for the new password. That is something the application that looks like when you click on the email that is being produced to your mail ID, and on successful completion you get this new password success where you get the state and the success detail from the payload. On forget password success, it sets your loading false and message to the action.payload and other stuffs. And every time after all this stuff, you have the store.js. In store.js we will store the data, like you have auth. So this auth would include this auth reducer, and this auth reducer is taken from this user reducer. Similarly, we also have this forget password reducer and the user reducer that is taken, and it is included in the store. So initially, this store it would contain all the details of this user, and for this we have used this Redux dev tool extensions. We also make use of this Thunk middleware in order to show you the data. And for every Redux actions, it is being triggered by means of the uh, components. So in components, when you look into this, see in this forgot password, we would have mentioned like initially it takes the current state from the state dot forget password. It is something that we have mentioned in our state component, sorry, store.js. So we could see that forget password reducer. So it takes the store data, and it would dispatch an action when a use effect is something that would provide this side effects, right? So in this use effect, whenever an error is faced, it will alert with an error, and it will clear that error. Dispatch clear error is something that has been imported from user actions. Similarly, and this state it depends on the dispatch alert error and message. We also have the submit handler that will submit the form, that provides the form validation for submitting the form. Similarly, when you log in, it would dispatch an action. It checks the data in the state. So if he is authenticated, that is, if authenticated is set to true, then it would navigate to your home page that is denoted by the slash. And if any error, it will throw the error and it would clear the error. It also depends on all these stuffs. Similarly, for new password, uh, when you have error, it would dispatch this. Else, if it is success on updating to the new password, it will move to the login page that we have pasted already. And profile I haven't explained, but then it have nothing to do actually. It just shows you the detail of the current user. So then comes your register data. So initially you use this use state to hold the states that has been collected from the form, and then avatars is also being set here by means of this. This is something the default image that is being provided in the public folder, but whenever a user provides a new avatar, it gets also loaded into it. So it also provides the same, like if it is authenticated, it moves to home page, else it will throw some error. So I hope the user component is being explained properly. And we also have this data. So when we have this user data, yes, so we have this user data, we could see that, see, we have entered this job@gmail.com, which is one of the email that we have entered. This is another email that we have entered. This is another email that we have entered. Also, we could see that the password is being encrypted in order to keep your data safe. So this is how the user component is being made. And further available components like menu, ordering to cart, and making the payment would be explained by Keithivasan.
So yeah, let us move to the order space. In the home page, like we see the Keith was in a login in to the particular site. And then we have see the list of restaurants that are displaying with the reviews here, and then the description of particular restaurant is available inside the restaurant. And then when we click up on some restaurant, here we see upon the main course details and then the chart details that are available in the particular restaurant. Like say example, if we order one pani puri, it shows like item added to the cart. And then when we checked out in the cart, we have see that the cart being updated to one item. When we click that, we have see that restaurant Haldiram's, we can order one pani. Then moving on to the checkout, we have clicking on the checkout page. We will move to the Stripe layout where the code is being sent to the particular um, mobile number to save. And then if we successfully completed the OTP section, then we move to the payment page. Then we can click the pay. When you have successfully placed the order, if you want to view the orders, we can view the order like my orders page. It is in the process of process status. Then in the database section, we can see that we have orders like delivery info, and then the restaurant is being identified by the JSON object, and then the payment info is paid. Like if the restaurant uh, done the process of the food, then we can change the order status to the paid, and then the deliver status. Then we can update to the like processing state to the paid status. And then on the update status, we can view that status being uh, delivering. And then moving on to the coding section, we can see that code page is importing all the items, and then the libraries that are we are using in the project, and then what kind of aniburi, what are the food items that we are using. And then moving on to the checkout handler, we can see that there are uh, payments and then the cart items that are available in the checkout section. Like we see if there is cart items is zero, then displays the your cart items is zero. And then if there is any cart item, there will be how many cart items are there in the particular carts. And then restaurants that we are ordering, and then the food items that we call upon. And then moving on to the order success page, we can see that if the order is successfully placed, then we move to the orders page, like it is processing, and then the uh, delivering status. If the delivered to the particular user, then the status will be updated to the delivered status. Your order has been placed, and then we can move to the go to order section. And then in the order section, we can see that uh, it is being paid or not, and then the delivery info In that delivery info, there is address and then the amount displayed, and then uh, that's all about the order section. Thank you for giving this wonderful opportunity for the exploration of men's tech internship. Thank you, WSA team.